Welcome to the Wedding Common, a creative network for all things weddings. Today we're speaking with Geoff Woliner from Winning Witt. Geoff is an author and a speechwriter. Some of you may not even have considered hiring a speechwriter or even knew it was an option. To help us understand what choices are out there, we are turning to Geoff. So Geoff, tell us about what you do and how it's connected to weddings.
Sure. Well, thanks for having me. I appreciate being here today.
Absolutely.
And my company is called Winning Witt. We are a team of comedians, just like it says.
Awesome.
So if you are a father of the bride, or you're a maid of honor, or your best man, or you're an officiant that has to give a speech, or you're one of the weird uncles that nobody invited but's going to grab the mic anyway, what we do is we learn all about you. You fill out a questionnaire, we figure out what you want to say, how you want to say it, and then we use our experience as writers and as comedians to write something customized, personalized, and then coach you to knock it out of the park on the big day.
So why would people want, you kind of answered that question already, but why would people want to hire someone like you to write their speech?
You know, it all comes down to the same reason that people go on vacation, which is you're spending money to create a memory that's going to last a lifetime. And if you want to create this memory, you got to do it right. I mean, nobody gives themselves a root canal, do they?
Right.
Well, some
No.
people do, but tell them not to do that. It's a bad idea. And it's the same idea with writing a speech. Kind of like a root canal. It can be a very painful experience, and if you do it wrong, it can have some bad consequences. So what we'll do is we'll take that off your plate. We remove the stress of writing a speech. We're professionals. We know how to structure a speech. We know how to make it funny. We know how to make it tactful. We know how to bring out the tears. And what we're going to do is also make it customized and personalized to make sure that it's not just something that people saw off the internet, you know, just a little joke here and there. It's jokes based on you and your crowd and your people and what you want to say and how you want to say it.
Beautiful.
And ultimately, what's the natural, best version of you, and how do we bring that out?
Fantastic. So you need to get to know your clients, right? For that, what do you do to get to know your clients?
Absolutely. So we have phone consultations with all of our clients. We have questionnaires they send back to us. We ask them a lot of detailed stuff about, tell us some great stories that you've had over the years. Who do you want to acknowledge in the crowd? Who do you not want to acknowledge in the crowd?
Good one.
Very important.
Yeah.
And it really comes down again to the memory. And it's not just, a father and a daughter, but it could be a best friend. Let's just say, there are a couple of folks, let's say there's two brothers, and one's a best man, but maybe they've had a bit of a strained relationship. Can you imagine between two brothers?
Yeah.
Happens once in a while. A wedding speech is an unbelievable opportunity to mend the fences. It's to show your brother, to show your sister, to show your friend, show your daughter, show your son what they mean to you. In front of everybody you know and everybody you love, to have that moment. And that one moment can mend the fences. We had a story last year, and it almost brings tears to my eyes, of a father who was estranged from his daughter for about 20 years. And she reached out to him, and he hadn't seen her since she was 11, and now she was in her early 30s and getting married. And she said, "Dad, I want you to deliver a speech for me. I want you to be at the wedding and do this. I want this to be where our new life begins, and you come back into my life." So he reached out to us. We wrote a speech for him. He was crying like a baby. The whole room was absolutely in tears. There were great laughs. And afterwards, they had a beautiful embrace. And they had this hug and they had this moment. And that relationship is never going to be the same again in the best way possible. And we've seen it with other people too, who have real bad confidence issues. You know how it is. A lot of folks out there, they're terrified of speaking. They have no confidence whatsoever. But a great wedding speech, and you've done a lot of weddings and you've seen this, somebody who has no confidence can bring down the house. How do they suddenly look at themselves after that moment?
Absolutely. Wow, that's powerful. That's
so,
amazing.
A wedding speech is a turning point in life if you do it the right way.
Beautiful. Wow.
Basically, you are the butcher, and you give us the cuts, and we're the chefs.
Perfect.
And
Wow, what a
is.
perfect
So,
analogy.
yeah.
This is great. So every speech is custom.
100%.
100%.
Yep.
Wonderful.
We never reuse jokes. We never reuse templates. Everything is its own unique DNA.
That's awesome. Any tips you could share with our viewers about how to write and deliver a perfect speech?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're going to write it, the first thing you want is a structure, a basic idea, an outline. So you want to have your intro. You need a great joke to start. If you don't start with a joke, it's all over before it begins. The essence of it is you want a really, really good outline. So you have a great intro, then you want to have your acknowledgments in the crowd, then you want to get into some great stories about you and the person you're speaking about, be it the bridegroom, whatever, and then you want to kind of tie it up in a nice bow with some advice, wisdom, wishes, and then a really great toast to send them off.
Or they just can hire you.
or they could just hire me.
Right,
That's probably better.
Exactly,
I
right.
just do that for you. You can just go hang out at happy hour while I write your speech for you. It's much better.
And what makes you different from other speechwriters? I'm sure there is some competition, right? Tell me why you're different. Why are you special?
I mean, there are some competitors. We hire bots to crash their site, but and honestly, they do great work. But what separates us is the fact that we're comedians, but we're also folks that have been in the real world. So we know how to elicit serious emotions. We know how to get tears from you. We know how to make it flow and have a smooth style and a good structure. We know how to make sure it's customized and personalized to you. And more than anything else, we're coaches. So we coach you on how to crush the delivery.
That's amazing.
Knock it out of the park on the big day.
Wow.
Get over your nerves and all that good stuff.
Sounds amazing. And I heard you're doing very, very well, right? The 2018 was incredible for you.
It was amazing. 2018
was
was crazy. 2019 was even crazier than 18.
even crazier.
We've written over 400 speeches, wedding speeches alone this year.
Oh my God,
And
wow.
it's been wild, so.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I heard you wrote something more than just speeches, right?
That is the vicious rumor.
Here we
So,
go.
uh-oh.
What is it?
Shameless plug time. So I wrote a book this year called Get Bitter to Get Better: How to Reclaim Your Confidence, Prove Your Villains Wrong, and Win the Big Moments in Life. The essence of it is, there's insecurity. And you've seen it, I've seen it, especially at weddings when people get up there
Right.
with the mic, right?
Absolutely.
They start like shaking with the mic and
Absolutely.
this and that.
Yeah,
These are otherwise confident people in their lives.
definitely.
But when it comes to these big moments, they're terrified. They don't know what to
Yeah,
do. So
yes.
this book is a roadmap on how to use everything that made you insecure as your fuel to break you out of it.
Wonderful.
And make sure when that big moment comes, whether it be a wedding speech or a job interview or even a date, you're ready to step in there with confidence and moxie and nail it. So
Fascinating. And can people buy it on Amazon? Where
they
is
can.
it available?
Yeah,
Amazon?
they can buy it. It's available on Amazon via ebook or via print. You want to read it poolside and not destroy your Kindle in the process. So.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We'll include some links so that everyone could enjoy your book. Well, Geoff, thank you so much. This was amazing. And I think every single person can use your help. Definitely mother, father of the bride, definitely wedding just seems like a perfect scene for your talent.
Thank you. It really is. It's a good time. And as I always say, it beats working. It's a great time. So.
Awesome.